So today, Fidel and his guys came and did granite in this house and in the other house. And we were like this, Fidel, thank you. And we hugged, and it was a beautiful moment. We shared memories and hopes and dreams.
Kisses?
We wanted to, but we didn't. Now I don't know who I need to speak to about this, but I assume it's a manager or something like that. It's raining and I don't like it. I don't like the rain and it's cold, and me and Alan were out getting tile and we were both like, it's cold. And it's only 1:35 p.m. But we decided we're gonna go home early.
What?
I know, because we just don't feel like it. We don't feel like getting cold and wet today. When we have tomorrow that we get cold and wet. But I do want to say that I'm very grateful because this rain has been horrible since middle of the night. And the last 2 days we were building a deck and the rain held off long enough for us to get the deck done. So we're very, very grateful for that. But whoever let this rain happen, I don't know. I mean, I feel like we need to talk to somebody about this. Alan, who do you think? I mean, is there a manager, like a rain manager, the weatherman?
You tried talking to that manager at the tile place, but...
Yeah, no, we did. I went to the tile place. I was like, who do I talk to about this weather? I don't like it. And she's like, well, it's not me. I'm like, well, then tell me who. I don't know. Anyway, so we're going to come back tomorrow and lay tile across here for the backsplash and then get the sinks in and hopefully get all finished up with this stuff. If not tomorrow, then Friday. So we're very excited. Yay. Oh, hey there. So today we're just laying some tile. Alan thinks I might have got abducted by aliens, but
No, you did.
Well, allegedly I did.
I witnessed it.
But speaking of being abducted by aliens, and this has something to do with that, I've got a friend of mine, and I'm not going to say his name yet, but I think he's going to come forward because he's dealing with a hard time. So, he made a mistake, okay? A legal mistake. And then later on he made another legal mistake, which became a probation violation. And he got a DWI, and although I don't agree with it, people do it every day. And now this judge is telling him that he's going to have to turn himself into the state and go to prison for 2 years. Like, there's no way out of it. He's fought it and fought it and fought it. And for a while he's been saying it's going to happen, but he kept like, I can get a better lawyer, I can do this or this, and it's not working out. And so he's going to have to turn himself in, and he's got a kid, and so he's not going to be able to see his kid for 2 years, except for, you know, whatever visitation you get in prison. And so he was pretty distressed, and I called him up last night and I said, look, you told me that you were having a hard time, and I have not been a good friend. I've been dealing with my own hard time, and I haven't made time for you, and I'm sorry. And I could tell he was having a hard time with it. He was, you know, there's a lot of things to consider. Like, you know, you got to give up your whole life, and that's a hard thing. He's having to sell everything he has and try to pay off his debts and try to get his child support worked out while he's in prison, and it's a hard time for him. And so one of the things the Bible says is come and visit people when they're in prison and when they're sick and when they need something. And I've been trying to make a habit out of that. And I just want to say that people in that position need somebody to love them and to spend time with them and to encourage them and to like help them make it through. And so I told him, look, you got this thing that's going to happen, and I believe that you're going to build the ark, and when you're done building the ark, the animals are going to come. And when the last animal's in and you close the door, then the rain starts. You can drag it on, or you can just get it done. I was like, you need to follow right after God, and you need to get your life right with him, and you need to like, you know, do all the things that maybe you've been neglecting in your life. And he goes, no, you're right. I was like, while you're in there, get a job, learn a skill, go to school, get involved in whatever you can get involved in, not gangs, you know, church ministries or whatever in the world it is. Learn. It'll help the time to pass. You'll come out with something better. Lose weight, you know, like exercise, all the things. You're there anyway. It will make the time pass better. And he agreed. And I could tell that by the end of it, when I called him, I could tell he was very sad. And by the end of it, I could tell he was encouraged and felt like I can make it through this. And sometimes that's what people need, is somebody to help them, just stand alongside them so that what is bending does not break. And just be like, I'm going to sit here with you until the storm passes because I love you. And I think that's important to do. We're going to waste some time. Oh, hey there. So we got this backsplash laid about 28 minutes ago. We went and got lunch, and now we're grouting it, okay? Because once it's dry enough that it's not moving, you can grout it. Grout is 2/3 of the strength. It's pretty amazing. And then once you grout it, then you sponge it. And then all the angels, the planets align, the angels sing. It's a beautiful thing. So from time to time, somebody starts telling me about their job and blah, blah, boo-hoo, whatever. And then they say things like this: man, I worked a 12-hour day yesterday. And I'm like, oh, you worked a half day? That's cute. And they're like, no, it's a long day. I'm like, that's a long day? So I guess I'm really just here to remind you to normalize working 100-hour work weeks. That's only 16 hours a day. That ain't nothing. Alan, that's what you work, right?
What's that?
16-hour work days? 100-hour work weeks?
If I'm working with you, yes.
Yeah, that's perfectly normal.
Except for when the aliens abduct you.
Tell me about that.
Tell you about that?
Yeah.
Well, John was abducted by aliens yesterday. We were driving after coming back from the tile store, and John looks over at me and goes, I'm going to give you a choice.
I gave you a choice?
Well, I think it was an excuse to blame me for you leaving early is actually what
That's
it was.
Fair. Okay, I'll allow it.
So anyway, John looks over at me and goes, I'll give you a choice. We can either tile all that tile in both houses in the rain, or we can go home. And I was like, what?
Wait, I gave you a choice like that? I don't know if that was me. I think I might have got abducted by aliens, like you said.
I'm 100% sure. I was 100% positive I was going to wake up this morning and it was all a dream.
Well,
that John went home early.
Alan, have you ever been abducted by aliens?
Not that I remember.
Oh, you don't remember, but I do. So let me tell you about when Alan got abducted by aliens. Now, first, you have to know a little bit of history about Alan. Alan loves inexpensive things. And no matter what it is that you're looking at.
No.
Yes.
I rephrase that. I love expensive things that are inexpensive because they are not working.
That's fair. Anyway, every day he gets in my truck and starts in about the price of fill in the blank, whatever it is. John, do you know how much they want for this? It's insane. It's insanity how much they want for this. I'm like, how much they want for it, Alan? $1. I'm like, calm down, Alan. He's like, I remember when it was a nickel. So this is every day of Alan's life. And every day I see Alan, he probably complains about 30 or 40 different price tag on something. And then says, I remember when it was, and then whatever the price is. Back in the year of our Lord, 1812 or whenever he was born. And then one day, during COVID.
Oh, I remember that.
Oh yeah, this happened. One day during COVID.
I remember being abducted now.
Yep. Alan, we're driving by, and he looks up the price of gas, and he goes, John, $3.69 ain't bad for gas. And I was like, where's the real Alan? I want to see him.
I think your exact words were, you've been abducted.
Yeah, you must have been abducted by aliens, because that's not the real Alan. I want to see the real Alan, because that's not you. So whatever fake Alan, robot Alan, whatever you are, you're not the real Alan, and I want to see him again, because he complains about prices, and I've never heard him say $3.69 is a good price for a gallon of gas. And that is the story about how Alan and I were abducted by aliens. Now, I know everybody assumes that you get anal probed, but if that happened, I don't remember it, and when I asked Alan about it, he said, and I quote, I don't want to talk about it. And that's how you grab.
We done?
Yeah.
Hey there. So, today we're finishing up on the twin houses. Now this is one of them, and I don't know if you remember what it did look like before, but it was underwhelming. But now,
Was this the firstborn?
it's hard to say. But if I was a twin, I would constantly go around saying, when I was your age, and I'd tell them what I did like 7 minutes earlier. So this is not a huge house, but it's an affordable house. Now here's a couple things about this house, okay? First of all, you're in county. So this is gonna be like a 225-ish, somewhere around there. We haven't figured out exactly. But you're in county, which takes off like 40% of your bill. So it's probably cheaper to buy this than it is to live in a 1-bedroom apartment right now, which is great. Anyway, so luxury vinyl plank flooring, obviously on the paint, new light fixtures. We redid all the kitchen. Here's the bedroom in here. This has an oversized closet that goes all the way through, which is nice. What else? Smoke detectors. We washer dryer unit, which is cool. We put granite in, which is nice. We got appliances, big deep sink. Everything works, which is important. I love that part. And what else do we have? Cabinets, storage, water heater, new air conditioning unit. We got another bedroom here. And this wonderful closet, or sorry, this wonderful bathroom here. Pop your head in there, Alan. Oh, no, that's gorgeous. Everything's new. Everything's moving, ready. It's amazing. Amazing. It's also got a cool porch. Come on. Look at this thing. You come outside, big covered porch, lots of benches, handicap accessible, which is great. A huge yard, an oversized yard. What else? You can burn out here because it's county. This big porch is nice. It's got really wonderful neighbors. They're very friendly, very nice. This is perfect if you're downsizing or if you're starting out. Okay, so if you're a young couple, young person, maybe you're a single person that's planning on never being coupled up with anybody, maybe you're older, maybe you're just like, you know what, I don't need all that space. I don't want to maintain all that stuff. This is perfect for you. This is really perfect for you. You could be in here and have a very nice space with lots of room to grow. There's a shed out there. You know, it's got lots of trees and shade.
Huge lot.
Yeah, huge lot. Your propane, which is nice. So if you're wanting to be like off the grid kind of a thing, that's a lot more off the grid than most people are. So propane is nice because we've got the water heater's propane, the oven is propane,
And the heat.
and the heat and air is propane, or the heater part of the heat and air is all propane. So I think it's a nice, pretty little house. And if you're interested, hit me up because it's going to be so quick. All right. Oh, hey there. So we have two houses for sale in Burleson right now, and this is the second one. This is the older or the younger twin. I don't know. It's got a covered front porch, which is beautiful. Come inside. Pretty good sized living room. Everything's new. All new insulation, all new sheetrock, all new wiring, all new heat and air, all new plumbing, LVP, that's luxury vinyl plank, light fixtures, you name it. So then there's this huge oversized laundry room slash utility room slash office slash bedroom, whatever you want it to be. It's big. It's very big. And then all new windows too, and new blinds. New air conditioning here. You see, it's beautiful. Beautiful.
That is a beautiful AC unit.
It really is. Then we got a bedroom, and then come look. What an amazing closet. So much room for activities, or clothes, or whatever you put in closets.
Some people would call that closet a bedroom.
A lot of people would. Yeah, a lot of people would. And then we have another bedroom. And it has a closet too. And as you can tell, everything matches and it doesn't look like a train wreck. And here we have a bathroom. And it's beautiful. You can take a bath in there or a shower. We left the shower curtain up to your decision making, but there's towel bars and toilet paper holders and sinks and all kinds of stuff. It's amazing. And here we got a brand new water heater. Not a hot water heater because it's not wearing a bikini. It's just a water heater because it starts off just water and you heat it. Which is right next to the shower, which is great because you turn it on and your water. I'm just saying. In here we have kitchen slash dining room, whatever. And as you can tell, we put in all new cabinets, new appliances, new granite, and it is gorgeous. There's also a back porch, and the yard is pretty good size. The roof is new. Literally everything is new. This one's $249.9. It's in county, which means your property taxes are going to be, which is going to take like 40% off your mortgage, which is great. And then if you pay cash for it, then later on you'll be like, my property taxes are nothing. And I'll be like this. You're welcome. So very affordable house for either a younger couple, a single person, or somebody that's their kids have grown and they're like, you know what, we don't need all this space. It's too much space. And then property taxes are outrageous right now. I think I pay $25,000 a year in property tax or some stupid thing between all my houses, not in one house. But still, $8,000 to $10,000 is not unusual a year. So you're spending, almost $1,000 a month in property tax that you would save on this house. So hit me up, it's gonna sell fast. Love you guys, bye. Oh, hey there. So I've been busy doing other things, mostly nonsense, and so I haven't made a lot of these videos.
but here we go. We're doing a new project. We got the 2 houses done, the twin houses are done, and now today, you can see where we got the conduit laid out on the ground. We're gonna make a porch cover, okay? We're gonna pour concrete there, but not yet because the concrete guy is not ready. He's doing other things. He's more important than me. But what we're gonna do is from this bay window where the ladder is to where the other ladder is, we're gonna have a big porch cover that's gonna come and have a gable come into it. And we're gonna tie that whole thing in. So we're gonna do that today and tomorrow, possibly on Friday. I gotta help one of my friends go to jail. I know that sounds bad. If you knew the whole story, you'd be like, it is bad. All right, so sometimes in life, trials come, tests come, and you're like, I was completely unprepared for this. And then it hurts, and you're like, this is horrible. I don't like this so much. But what if that same test came and you had studied? What if that same test came and you're like, I was prepared for this. I knew, hey, I read the syllabus at the beginning of the semester, and it said, make sure to understand that there's gonna be a midterm and there's gonna be a final, and you gotta be ready for it. Pay attention along the way. It's a lot easier, right? You get to the test, you're like, that was it? Just the stuff we talked about all year, whatever. That's how your life should be, okay? Your life should be not blindsided, like, did you have any idea? Yeah, we all had an idea. We've been told our entire lives. This happens to me every Christmas. I wake up, I'm like, why isn't anything open? I'm hungry. Why is there no food? And like, it's Christmas. I'm like, when? And they go, today. I'm like, why didn't anybody tell me? And they're like, we've been telling you all year. You've known this your entire life. And so just like I'm dumb like that, don't be dumb like that when it comes to Judgment Day. Don't be like, oh, nobody told me. Yeah, we did. Do the work. Get right with God. Repent, change your life, do those things. Now, today what we're gonna do is we're prepared for this test because I sat there with my pencil and went, I think I can make this work. And I drew it up. I had my engineer draw it up. And then they were like this, yes. And then the homeowner was like, yes. And so we're gonna build this and it's gonna be magnificent. And right now, it doesn't look like much, but pretty soon you'll be like, ooh, I want one of those at my house. Oh, hey there. So, as you can clearly tell, we removed the deck, and then we removed this part of the roof off the bay window, and then we cut that roof line back, okay? And the reason why we're cutting that back is, let's get closer over here. Okay, so I don't want, it's a lot of weight on this roof, right? So we don't want to, if this was not here, we don't want to just come here and nail into that and hope for the best. We want to lay our ceiling joist up on top of this. So this already has a beam, this is solid, and we can lay up here all the way across into the house, right? So back over there, you can tell, and this is important, that here's brick, and then here's the framing for the wall, but above that, we're gonna lay up on top of here, okay? That way, we're on something solid, because that's taking half the weight of this whole structure. It's half the weight's there and half the weight's on these 4 posts that we're gonna put in the ground. So that is our next step. Then we're gonna go eat because, you know, we're people and we need to refuel. And then we're gonna clean all this off and then we're gonna start framing this thing up. So as soon as we start, we check the weather, all clear. Kind of cloudy, but that's about it. We start tearing the roof off. We get a good piece of the roof torn off. Storm clouds come in. And Alan goes, you know how you made those videos, John, about you wash your car and then all of a sudden it's gonna rain? He goes, we ought to make another one where you tear the roof off and then it rains. I'm like, I know, this is my fault. And then Alan nodded his head, he said, it is your fault. Things in life are ironic. And we didn't invent laughter, did we? Did you invent laughter, Alan?
Laughter, no.
Drew, did you? You invented farting? Okay, Alan invented farting, and that is part of laughter. I was actually gonna seek a government grant to find out exactly what about farts is funny, and it's just really so I can milk the government because I already know what's funny about farts. Do you know, Alan? What?
Farting.
Literally everything about farting is funny. So anyway, we didn't invent laughter. God invented laughter. It's because he knew, like, look, man, life's gonna be hard enough. You need to smile and laugh sometimes. Just like, let it out. It's the best medicine. It'll heal you. We're gonna go get some lunch. Oh, hey there. It's been about 28 minutes. And as you can clearly tell, we tore off some stuff before lunch. And then, you know, we had lunch and it's been 28 minutes. Don't look at the sky. And then we framed all this up. Now, it was a little bit challenging because if you remember, there was this bay window kind of thing. So it came up at a bunch of different angles and then went into the roof. And it was a little too high and a little bit in the wrong place. So because we had this stink pipe sticking up here, we had to adjust for that. There's another one on the other side. We didn't want a double valley. And so this is what we had to do. And so we had to like cut some of it off, but we made it all work. And we'll have to fill in a little piece over there, but we made it all work. And so we're super happy. And the day's getting shorter, you know, because of the summer solstice and all that stuff. But tomorrow we're gonna come in, we're gonna finish the framing, we'll put the roof on, deck it, do the wiring, have our electrician do the wiring, and it'll be amazing. Now, I don't know if you guys have a problem sleeping. I can only dream of sleep, I can't actually sleep. But sometimes people are like, well, just count sheep. And I'm like, it's very, very difficult to count sheep if you can't count. Don't tell anybody. Oh, hey there. So, it's been about 28 minutes. We slept and got all this work done. So we finished up the framing, small things. We still have to do some framing on this gabled end. The gable is that triangle right there. We're gonna put siding there, but first we have to have something to nail to, because, you know, science. So we're gonna do that real quick. But in the meantime, we got the rest of the framing done. We covered up where that bay window turret thing was. Alan tried to call it a vestibule. And I was like, I don't think it's a vegetable. And he said, no, a vestibule. I'm like, I heard you. It's V-E-S-T-I-B-U-L-E, vegetable. I'm not stupid. Anyway, then we decked it. And so we're about to reframe this side over here and then put siding on it, and then we'll start on the roof. Yay! And I just want to say right now, to the guy who invented zero, thanks for nothing. Oh, hey there. I'm here to remind you to cross the highway like nobody's even on the highway. Just be like this, be like, I'm going. I hope it works out well for you. Anyway, earlier today we're driving and I told some stupid joke because, you know, I'm in the habit of doing that. And Alan says, what's your book called? The joke book for 6-year-olds? And I'm like, yeah, it is. He goes, it would be a bestseller. I'm like, I know it would. You know why? Because every guy would be like, man, I don't want to see that. But anyway, do you have that book, joke for 6-year-olds? I need it for my nephew. They're like, you don't have a nephews? They're like, well, I'm going to have one day. I just need that book. So we're working on that. Alan's going to help me out, remind me of all my good jokes that are, you know, for 6-year-olds. So it's been a few minutes and we went ahead and framed that up and put up the 8-inch on center siding right here. We're going to put fascia, drip edge, and roofing here pretty quick. But first we're going to go do our part to end world hunger by eating lunch. We're doing our part. Everybody else can do their part. We're eating our food. We're trying to get fatter. I think it's working. I am so embarrassed right now. We didn't get this job done today. Now look, I guess it's the first day of summer, and I can tell that because we were planning on working on a roof, but instead we worked inside of an oven, and it had the broiler on. I think that's what it's called. I don't really cook, but it definitely felt like at some point we should have flipped over. I don't know if you can see how burned I am, but it's not pleasant. It's like my parents, one of them was a lobster, like my mom and then a lobster. And that's, I don't know how that works, but that's how I feel. It was like staring into a blow dryer with a full heat on. And so we wanted to get the soffit done, but we didn't. But we did get the siding, we got a deck today, we finished up the framing, we stitched up a bunch of stuff, and we got the roof on, so that's good. But there's still a lot of sunlight, and I'm like, no, hard pass. We're gonna go home. We're gonna deal with something else tonight. I got other things, and we'll be back here on Friday because I gotta take my friend to jail tomorrow. Love you guys, bye. Oh, hey there. So today is a special day. We're probably gonna get most of this done today. We got the soffit up. We got our electrician came and did the wiring, which was great. We still got some other things we need to do. Got to put up some fans. I'll have the electrician do that once we get everything caulked. But because Alan knew it was a special day, he dressed up and I dressed up. Now I'm wearing my cracker shirt. I don't know if you can see that, but it's cracker and it's got like salt on it because it's like a saltine. The problem is that I'm red right now, so it's like a red cracker, and I don't know. Are there red crackers?
Mm-hmm.
What are they?
Ritz crackers are kind of red.
They're tannish, but I feel like I'm more tan right now than a Ritz. Maybe like a...
There's Kool-Aid crackers.
Ooh, Kool-Aid cracker. That's what I am. I'm a Kool-Aid cracker right now. Now, Alan dressed up in his tuxedo today, which I think that's a real tux, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a real tux.
You said it was formal, didn't you?
I said it was a formal, yeah, we're working formal today, and we're going to have a black tie affair. And so, thank you for dressing up, Alan. I appreciate it.
You're welcome, John.
Yeah, and I
thought it was mandatory.
It was, just for you. But I'm wearing my red cracker shirt. So anyway, we're gonna come back and we're gonna do some more stuff, and it's gonna be amazing. And you guys will be like this. And we're gonna be like this. Just a Friday. Oh, hey there. So as you can clearly tell, there's a storm of brewing. But we're not worried. You know why? We got a roof that's not going to leak, and that makes us happy because it already rained on us. And we got all the soffit in, we got the fans in, we got all the lights done, we got power out to the shed, we got power over here, we got 3 other circuits that we ran in the garage. I had the electrician do it. And then we're gonna come back in a couple weeks and Mario's gonna do the concrete. So we're so very excited. And when a storm comes, you can sit underneath this porch cover and not be worried about the storm. And when it's really hot outside, you can sit underneath the porch cover and not be worried about the heat. It's amazing. It's like a cover over your porch. Now, a lot of people are like, John, I feel like you've got about as much chance of getting brain cancer as you do of getting cervical cancer. I'm like, thanks. But then I thought about it. I was like, oh, because I don't have a cervix because I'm a boy. And, oh, you're saying I don't have a brain. This is embarrassing. I can't believe it took me. For years, they've been saying that. I'll see you guys later. Oh, hey there. So, I don't know if you guys have ever heard of deep fake. Have you? Oh, you have. Okay, cool. Have you seen it? It's pretty neat. So, like, Sylvester Stallone could be doing some famous Rocky movie thing, and then you're like, hey, AI, I want to see Arnold Schwarzenegger do it. And then all of a sudden, Arnold Schwarzenegger does the same, all of Rocky's lines in the same thing. You're just like, how did they do that? Some kind of computer magic. I don't understand it myself. I assume it's cartoons. Maybe I'm wrong. Anyway, I got a hold of some deep fake stuff. So right now, my electrician's standing right here. Don't look over there. And he's going to come and pretend to be me. And he's going to look and sound just like me and show you how to wire up some breakers. So I'm going to run over here. Hey, so I'm John's electrician. And I look just like John. Disregard everything. All right, so you want to learn how to wire up a breaker? It's actually pretty simple. We're putting in these 3 circuits. This is going to be an isolated circuit for a refrigerator over there. This is going to be for a freezer over there, and this is for this outlet right here. So I'm going to show you how to do this. You ready? I'm assuming that you have a knife in your back pocket. Take that and cut the wire. Down the middle is where the ground is. Therefore, you're not going to nick a wire, which is probably better. Okay? It's got this stupid paper on it, which serves a purpose, but I call it stupid mostly because I'm tired and hot. I've been sweating a lot today and just feeling a little grumpy. Okay? So, next thing we want to do is get the 2 ground wires, which are the bare wires, and we want to put those over here. Okay? I'm assuming that you have some wire stripper in your back pocket. If so, cut that. Okay. So, here's places to touch and not touch. Are you ready? This is where your hot power comes in. This is where your hot power comes in. So that's a 110, and that's a 110 leg, okay? That goes through your main. Then it comes and brings hot power to this bar right here that's on both sides. One side's a 110, one side's another 10, like jack-o'-lantern teeth, okay? This is your neutral wire. You see how it's wrapped in white? That's because it's neutral. This is your neutral bar. That means all your whites go here. This is your ground wire. That goes to the ground outside. There are 2 of them, because there's 2 ground bars now, because things.